What's up, everybody? This is Laurent again, aka My Squeakers. I wanted to do a review of a shoe that I have not seen any information on anywhere. So I picked these up in Milan several months ago, but one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this video is because, one, I haven't seen anything out there about the Joe Scratches, and two, the Air Force Ones have made a major comeback, and you're going to see in a second that these shoes look exactly like the Air Force One. More importantly, I'm starting to see these go on sale on sites like Ssense. It's probably not worth it for full retail price. If you're looking for something simple and clean, but also has that luxurious feel, and don't want common projects, I think this is actually a very, very good buy if you can get it between the $500 and $600 range. And boom! It's obviously modeled against the Air Force One, and you can see that similarity very, very quickly, doing a really quick turnaround. But it's extremely clean, it's extremely well built. It's one of the highest quality leather constructions and leather pieces that I have in my sneaker collection. But I bought it in Milan, and so it ended up being, I think, about $800 after taxes, and when everything was well said and done. But I also don't have a box because of that. And now, for the review. On the front side of the shoe, you're not going to see very many different things on here. It's a very simple and clean shoe, and so one of the most pronounced things that you'll be able to see is actually the stitching on the shoe. The stitching is very, very pronounced, and I actually really like it. It's done in a way where it's classy, you understand where the panels are, but at the same time it still keeps a very white aesthetic, and so the shoe itself doesn't really have very much changing to it, which I actually really enjoy. The other thing that you might notice is the sole is actually shiny. I'm not sure how well you can actually see it with the camera. With that said, you know, once light hits it, it actually gets pretty shiny on the sole, which I really, really like. It puts a little luxurious touch. So here you can see the front of the shoe. On the bottom right here, you can see the perforations of the leather, very similar to the Air Force One. The lacing system is actually very typical. As you can see, the eyelets are these kind of glossy base eyelets. So this shoe actually originally came with a bar lace, very similar to other luxurious Italian brands with a lacing system, but I switched it back to the cross pattern that's on typically most shoes. The other thing is the lace lock over here. It's a rusted silver lace lock, and so I moved it down here to give it an homage back to the actual Air Force Ones, which also has a lace lock down there. Moving over to the medial side, there is not much going on, so just more stitching, and you know, here's what it looks like. But overall, I don't necessarily need to say too much here. There's a little buckle over here, mainly to hold down this Velcro lock. It locks down the foot really, really well. On the top of the shoe, you'll see the Saint Laurent patch over here. And then on the flip side, on the opposite end, you're going to see the Smoking Forever. I'm not exactly sure what it means or what it references, but that's something for someone else to figure out. Then on the inside of this shoe, you have the Saint Laurent Paris insole, and that's done in leather. Like flipping into the other end, you'll see the YSL sole, which I think is kind of cool. You can see that it's a little glossy where it says YSL, but for the most part, the sole itself actually seems pretty slippery. I'm gonna have to see how these kind of stand out in the weather, but we'll see how these go. But for the most part, I really like that touch and that little bit of sparkliness that comes with it. And then finally to the back of the shoe. This is where it's the most interesting piece, where there's a lot of deviation. So if you kind of look at the top, you'll see the SL, which stands for Saint Laurent. You probably didn't notice this earlier, but there's actually a Y on each of these straps. And so what that ends up spelling when you put it all together is Y, S, and L, which I thought was a really nice touch, and it's a really kind of cool thing because, you know, like I said, the shoe itself is really plain, and so it's these subtle details that allow it to be a little more special. And on the back half of the sole, you're going to see the Saint Laurent logo there. I had to go full size down to be able to fit these. That's pretty prototypical of a lot of luxurious brands anyway, but YSL in general, as well as Gucci for me, I always have to go a full size down. And that's it. This is the SLP Joe Scratch. If you enjoyed what you watched, please subscribe to my channel. Would love to make more of these in the future. And I'm going to put these on for you guys to show you what it looks like. As always, you can follow me on Instagram and YouTube at My Squeakers. Until next time, peace!